And what is up, everyone? It's your boy DM Aaron Raphael Amin, and we have the full party here today on screen. Happy holidays! Thanks for joining in. Hope you guys have a few fun plans coming in for the Christmas weekend and all the long breaks that we're all going to be enjoying, from whether it's education, work, or just everyday life. Hopefully, you get some snow if you're into that kind of thing, and if you're not, well, I'm right there with you. So, as always, definitely check out our QR code. You'll see our friends there, Mates of Fates and TT Tomes, and it is the holidays, so we're still offering a little discount at Dispel Dice for you and all your friends who might need some, little treasures for the holiday. And with all of that being said, I do believe we have a recap coming by a long gone but not lost friend.
So, last time, after freeing the people from an ancient underground dragon in the mines, the party collected the orb and promptly kicked Kane back out of the party. For perhaps everyone's good, though it still stings. They made their way back to Iceguard, talked with the Queen and the King and the not-so-nice princess. Some plans were formed, perhaps on assassinating Arid's captains and whatnot, the Nightflower, planning to accompany. And the party is now headed towards the Misty Pine Palace. Perhaps to speak with, what's his name, Connor? Or Conrad? Corbin.
False.
To speak with Corbin, perhaps on any findings that he has discovered. Uh-oh.
You guys doing all right over there?
Yeah, you're just gone.
I'm seeing that. Better?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, remind me, Narissa, you stayed in the palace. Airsid, did you stay at the Giant's Rest, or did you stay in the palace as well?
No, I think we all decided to go to the palace.
Okay. So as the morning lights and the sun breaks dawn, a soft, pale, sort of misty ray flies in through the various windows of the Othian Palace. A quiet place, so quiet you can almost hear the sound of a light snowfall that exists outside, almost perpetually. The soft footsteps of all the acolytes kind of stepping through the halls as the Etir, Mother Seraphim, and the inhabitants of the Othian Palace go about their day.
Well,
Waking up.
waking up.
In the morning, gotta thank God.
Yeah, I guess I'll. I imagine I slept like on a really big,
Yeah.
luxurious bed.
Mhm.
Yeah, the beds are as big as they can be. You're probably looking at something between like a queen and king size. Extremely comfy, using the softest of feathers. Where they are procured from, you may think possibly Pegasus, possibly even Celestial. You're not exactly sure. but the abode is quite well furnished. You have your own nightstands, fireplaces, and really just kind of like almost one of those hotel rooms that has like a kitchen and everything all on the same floor. That's kind of the layout you're dealing
It's like
with.
a condo. Oh, I never want to get up. I have to
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah, I think actually I'll probably just like sleep in.
Yeah,
'Cause this is, like-
definitely sleeping in.
I probably woke up like when the sunlight hits my eye, but I'm just like, after last night and how exhausted I was that night, even though I did sleep, I
Yeah.
was still at a camp.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is so nice. I'm just gonna sleep in until like someone tells me it's time to go.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's super real.
fair enough.
Putting the pillow over my head to sleep longer.
Yeah, Narissa, your space is a little more lavish, as Salo's room is kind of filled with all sorts of plants and all kinds of fauna, flowers, vines that's kind of spread out throughout the room. Leaves even cover his bed, and above on the ceiling you see the crest of what seems to be Rook, the hill giant goddess, or Yatnar goddess, that would be. And early in the morning, or earlier after a fashion, Salo turns over and kind of brushes your hair aside. You're free to sleep in as long as you want. However, duty calls, so I'll be finding myself away from you for a while.
Don't tempt me, I will sleep all day.
You're a grown woman. You can make your own choices. Anyway, and he kisses you. And he stares in your eyes for a good while. It's good to have you back.
Good to be back. Trust me. I have a question before you go.
He sits on the edge of the bed, waiting.
I bought this scroll some time ago that allowed me to revive someone who had just died, but I used it. However, now I think I am capable of doing that magic myself, but I need diamonds? That's what the scroll said in order to cast it, so I have gold. I don't know if you would know where to get diamonds, though.
It shouldn't be
Can you
hard.
just- Can you cast Revivify now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, convenient.
Yael might be dying. I don't know. If I die, though.
Diamonds. It shouldn't be hard. We may have some in the palace's vaults. You can always procure the Starlight Arcade as well. I'm sure if you swing my name around, or even yours after everything that's happened, you may find yourself with a little bit of a discount. But it is a lot of foreigners who take post there, so I can only say so much. But I'd be more than happy to look in our own stores.
I would appreciate it.
Then I'll let you know what I find, and hopefully you won't have to use them.
I'm hoping I don't, but it's always good to be prepared.
Yes, always better safe than sorry. But you do know what that means, yes? You can't go dying.
I'm not trying. I certainly haven't gotten all that close. So
No one ever tries to die.
Wow.
Mhm. Well, no, some people do.
Harrison Knox.
Some people do. I will do my best. You know what they say about soldiers that have something to die for?
That is.
They die. That's why you give soldiers something to live for.
He smiles. kisses you. Wow.
Nariza.
Oh.
His face.
And yeah, no, that knocked me out of it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, he kisses you and he's on his way.
I just go back to bed.
Okay.
I sleep for some time. I don't know if Airset or her would get up first.
Good question. I feel like we're both, we like to keep our bodies in pristine condition. So the fact that we're both sleeping in is, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll go. I don't know, like, it gets 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'll wake up.
Okay, and I assume you guys find each other.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna do a little something actually.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Do I have my own room
Yeah,
with Wasa?
I'd assume so, unless you pissed her off and she
No.
asked for her own.
No, that wasn't canon. So, so yeah, I'll wake up like like you do when you sleep in, very gingerly, and I'll lean over and I'll just like start playing with Wasa's hair until she wakes up.
She wakes up with the gnarled mess of hair that's been created between your hands and the pillows she's been kind of rumbling around in. And she looks at you from under her bangs, a little peeved, but mainly just tired.
Hi.
Good morning.
You'll never believe what time it is.
And why is that?
Just generally, we don't sleep in this late. And, it just really made me realize how rarely we do that. And that just made me think, do you ever get tired? Do you ever get tired of constantly being on the road? Constantly on the adventure? I mean, you've been adventuring with us for well over a year now. What's it, coming up on 2 maybe even? And then before that, I was still adventuring with these blokes for a good while. And before that, I've been constantly moving around for years after I was exiled from home. Then you think that I've had a solid week of sedentariness in nigh a decade, probably. I don't know. Do you ever think about that?
And Wasa sort of scrunches her face up as she delves into her memories and really tries to process what exactly it would mean to not be on the road. I have known a still life, but that only lasted so long. Then I found myself wandering, hoping to reclaim my voice. I spent many years dejected and given up. The only stillness in my life was that of, or a lack of passion, I should say. And then I met the Broken Blades. We did all we could to help people. I find myself staying too still after. What I think is that there's a time for stillness. And as great as this is, we should do our best to reach this goal again.
Right. I've always considered myself to be where I needed to be. Constantly moving. I'm a road dog, as they call them. But now I'm wondering, how much would I like the settled down life? Sounds appealing. Sounds restful.
Get one
But
good
maybe
night's
I
sleep.
don't. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm taking for granted what I have right now. Perhaps I get bored. In any case, those are just daydreams at the moment. So, shall we have a cuppa?
Absolutely. You know, you can always tell me more about this still life you dream of. And I'm sure that if your dreams come true, you will not be hankering for the ides of war and terror that we have been through. But if you do, I don't think they'd be too hard for you to find. As she gets up and gets a pot boiling. And while all this is going on, Kane, they left you in Burnwell? Where did they leave you?
Haikiwanua.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, outside of Pokemon.
So, the past couple of days, while your friends have seemingly abandoned you for good reason, what has Kane been up to? Did you go with the refugees at all? Did you go your own way?
I suppose I would have traveled with them as far until the path split up to Molitushu.
I mean, the path, there is no path to Molitushu. To be fair.
Oh boy.
Because that's on the exact opposite side of the continent.
Wait, they weren't going to Molitushu, they were going to
Tomomori.
Kane is.
Tomomori.
Kane is, because he has his familiar with us and it's been listening.
Well, then I guess I didn't travel with them. I'm trying to find a way to Tomomori.
I thought you texted Aaron.
Molitushu.
I thought you texted Aaron where you went.
I did. I'm going to Molitushu.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I did.
Okay, and you're trying to get there by foot.
Where's my little feet can take me? I don't have any gold, so I'll have to try and persuade me some ways.
Woo-wee. Okay, so what I'm gonna need from you is a survival check.
Good.
As you venture out through the Black Bark Mountains, and you ignore the Black Bark Tangle, seeing behind you the great peaks that house within the Great Rift, you look to your north and you see the cold lands, the snow laying like a white blanket of clouds sitting on the floor, and ahead of you many deserts and patches of forest. The terrain here is all mixed up, an effect of the sundering that has lasting results on the continent. What was your survival roll?
21.
21. Your bearings are quite solid. You've learned a lot while you found yourself in the mines of Paikiwanua, listening to all the various criminals and their origins, knowing that to your north exists Levendild, where there are many bands of orcs currently going through some sort of tribal strife. Ahead, there is not much to be had except a great view. You might find nomads out and about. And the one thing you do remember is around this time of year, it wouldn't be remiss for you to run into the Escondia tribe.
Well, I suppose I could keep an eye out for them then.
What are you're just trying to go. So what I want you to do is, first off, are you moving fast? Are you moving slow? Are you trying to kind of take things easy?
Yeah, I'm not like hauling ass, but I'm not trying to sneak either.
Okay, for sure. Going just at a standard pace. So we could probably, in the time that has passed, you could probably get through about 70 miles, which isn't too bad. So go ahead and roll me 3 percentile die.
Oh boy. $19.
Okay.
80.
Okay.
And 68.
Okay. Your first day goes without a hitch. But one thing you do notice is that something strange you've never seen before until your release. You don't have quite an idea of what's happening in the world, but there are patches of monochrome throughout the distance. You see what look to be ramshackle forts hoisted together by local fauna, twigs, and thatch, with these very strange, almost fortress-like buildings, but no walls like anyone who is accustomed to the ways of Elbrin. Something about them tells you to stay away.
Yeah. The gray.
You hear strange cackling noises in a language that you have never heard before echoing out of them. Do you speak Sylvan?
I do.
You do notice that there is some overlap with that language. Lots of talk of chaos and gluttony, greed. You go on and find yourself a decent place to sleep. What's on Kane's mind as he travels independently throughout the wilds of the continent of Norfain?
Odd. Loneliness, despair, a little bit of happiness as well, though. Like, glad to be out and seeing not just fucking rocks and ore and darkness. Sad about tragedy. Curious about what the hell happened while his friends were gone. Because they didn't really give him the whole rundown and spiel yet. Kind of lost.
And all these thoughts bound through your mind like a song with no rhythm. After some time, you find yourself kind of drifting off into sleep. And something that hasn't happened in a long time. You see in your sleep. You live in your unconsciousness. You awake to a darkness, a heavy breathing, a cold all the way down to the bone, monotonous throughout the body. The darkness is flung away by hands that belong to you. You see a gravestone. I said the darkness is flung away by hands that belong to you as you dig yourself out of the ground. You see a gravestone. You see a cemetery. And just as you get close enough to read the name on the stone that has lived above your head for who knows how long, you are whisked away by a blizzard. And you see yourself reaching out towards you, crying. You hear a great roar as the snow falls out from underneath you. And in the sky, you see grand blue wings coasting through the clouds. They go higher and higher until you're above everything, and you can see Heaven's Spire, surrounded by a light, gold, bronze, silver, copper, brass, all intertwined. And you look down and you see war. You see death. And you smile. As you awake to the next day. On you travel until you see in the distance, reasonably far, what look to be leather tents, canopies reaching just below the tree line. A establishment that you can tell is not permanent. And Ersid, tell me, does the Iskandia tribe have like a crest?
They do. They do. Thanks for asking me. They would have a flag that they would what's the word?
Why?
Wave.
Raise?
But I don't know. I felt like there was another
Hoist.
word. But the insignia of the Iskandia tribe is a crescent moon with what do you want? I'm pulling from myself. What do you want from me?
I didn't say anything.
No, Riley was giving me eyes.
Oh.
A crescent moon, but with a something in the middle. I'm trying to make it up as we speak.
Celtic, not crescent moon.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something Celtic or Norse, really. or
Maybe like a rune?
Yeah.
yeah. That's a great idea. Yeah.
Okay.
So like a crescent moon, and then like sitting inside of it are like a series of runes.
Okay. And you see this flag off in the distance. Airset has told you about this before. You've seen some of this on his effects, not those that he wears normally. Maybe you've caught a peek in a bag or seen inside of his cloak before, as he doesn't talk about his home all that much. You even remember seeing this symbol on Lachlan from time to time. It would take you a decent ways out of the way and slow down your trek to Molitushu. But they seem to be poised at the moment, and there's no better time to visit the Iskandians when they are not on the move.
Well, maybe they could give me some supplies and stuff.
You decide to visit them,
I've been waiting 12 levels for this, baby.
and you're not even there.
No, but I'm excited.
Good, good. So as you kind of trek your way along, it takes a while before you are like, okay, I'm here. Just a few more steps, another mile or two. At this point, the sun is high in the sky, roughly afternoon time. You make your way to the, let's say, gates where there are a few guards. One, a dragonborn, the other, a human man. They raise their bows. Halt. Who goes there, visitor?
Just a traveler. No need to worry. Name's Kane.
And your business with us.
Was hoping for a place to rest. Need some supplies. I could entertain you with song and story.
Roll persuasion.
I'll hold up my violin.
Please sing a song.
You know, I've been reading about the medieval times a little bit, and that is like really appealing to people back then. Like incredibly appealing.
I mean,
I don't blame them.
I was like when I was like we hadn't listened to a song. Like imagine you'd be like, dude, I need to. I would love to listen to a song.
Yeah, or talk to somebody that's not everyone that I know in my village.
Yep.
Right. 20, 30.
20, 30. And they lower their bows. A man of the arts, are you? And you can stay as long as you need. And if you decide to leave with us, feel free. And they kind of extend their arms. And again, when I say gates, I definitely meant that in quotation marks, as there's not like much of a perimeter outside of the guards who kind of take watch of these canopies. But you start to walk in, and outside, inside of all the different tents and different posts that have been there, you start to see what looks like the beginnings of a settlement, and another flag is raised within. It's
Alright, you cut out there.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Within the many tents, you start to see what looks like the beginnings of another settlement. Walls that are just being hoisted. You can see that they are still in construction, as the wood is still finding a home for itself in the ground, and the walls themselves aren't entirely filled in. And you do see a flag that is hoisted green with what looks like a dragon printed on top.
Great.
What are my friends in Weisgard doing?
Eyebrow raise. I'm getting my gems and preparing for the day. No, we gotta eat. I'm gonna wash my clothes, shine my armor, trim my hair.
Yeah. Well, if Narissa is looking for gems, like,
Yeah, when you
Maybe-
say like your gems, like do you just have gems? Are you going to the Starlight Arcade?
she means the diamond for her thingy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to go see if anyone's like at the vault and like has them.
Yeah, if they have any.
Okay.
Even if
Well,
I have to
it-
buy them, that's fine. I do have gold. It's just, I would like to
If
get.
she's
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, sorry. I try to jump in when I think you're done, but I'm sorry.
No, that's all I'm doing. I just need to buy a couple. I think would be fine. I have 1,300 gold right now, so. And I think it has to be worth 300?
Yes.
So, do you have 1,300 gold, or do we all have 1,300? Because I think we're all carrying our own, right?
Yeah, we're all carrying our own.
Okay. Because I also have 1,300. But that makes sense. We split money a lot anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While she's doing that, I might take Uwasa, and I guess Lucian can come too. What the hell? And and go to the Starlight Arcade and look for a magical bow.
I'm gonna need you to roll investigation, which means I'm gonna be rolling 2 percentile die.
Can I elicit some help from my friends?
I don't know if Uwasa has investigation. Does she? And does Lucian have investigation?
I have to use my phone right now for D&D Beyond. My laptop is not working, so I can't easily check Uwasa. But does Lucian have? I thought he was good at investigation.
He's not. He's good at history.
Oh. Okay, I'm sure Uwasa is not good at investigation, so no help is fine.
Okay.
10.
10. Okay. Let's see here. So, Narissa, as you kind of get to the vault, a woman clad in blue, sort of like a nun's habit, bows, and you're deep downstairs on the opposite side of the palaces to where Yadis's dungeons were. And she bows to you. So, you are the one that Silo spoke of? Looking for diamonds?
That is me.
And how many will you need?
I'm thinking 2.
That should be easy enough for us to part with. Now, is there any sort of donation that you can offer to the palace itself? This is no store. This is no market. If these are things you truly need, they will be yours. However, she kind of looks up and you see the symbols of the few Yatnar. We do ask that you channel your generosity, if at all.
Okay. I'll give her 300. It'll be like a buy one get one.
She takes it, smells. This is good. Thank you. As you begin to get ready, Ersid, you find an elven woman, green elf, in nature. Her skin like that of bark and her hair that of leaves, sort of just calling out. And you do see that she happens to have a couple of bows hoisted. Let me see what they are. Just gonna have to look up bows at this point.
Bows.
Try one more time. If it doesn't work, then I'm really just gonna look up bows. But I did roll well, so I think I'm happy to say that there are a couple available.
Yay!
Okay. There is one that looks extremely finely made. It seems to be made of aspen and elm wood, with an ash tinge, with accents of black along it. And the other is entirely black, like obsidian. It's sharp. It's almost a V shape rather than the natural curve you see of the bow. It reminds you more of fangs than it does than the soft trunk that you're normally used to. There are some other effects throughout the store, but as far as bows go, those are the two that you see.
I'll greet her in Elvish, and I'll say, like my native dialect of Green Elvish, and I'll say, "Hello there. I'm looking here. I see you've got yourself two bows. Can you tell me about this one?" And I point to the black one.
Well, this is some may call it cursed, if you will. It is known to steal the lives of those that it slays. Others
Nice.
say it is known to steal the life of the ones who shoot. Just know something like this should be used wisely.
Wisely, smizely, pick that thing up.
Well, I mean, my thinking is like, she wouldn't sell something that would kill me.
Right?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Am I with you here?
Lucian is.
Yeah, okay. Where did you come across such a cursed bow?
In my many travels, you see many things and you make interesting trades. This happened to be a trade from one who was scared it would steal their life.
How likely is it to steal my friend's life?
Say that one more time.
How likely is it to steal my friend's life?
The man who gave me this bow seemed much more paranoid of everything than he did the bow itself. And he looked no better after I took it off his hands. Likeliness, I have no idea. But my judgment says your friend will be fine if he is of strong heart.
Okay.
I air said.
You should probably ask how much it is.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. And how much would that run me then?
Something like this, we are looking about. It does have a sad story to it. 2,000 gold.
Okay.
What? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do you want this bow?
I don't know. It sounds pretty dope.
What say you to 1,500 gold and a trade?
What will you be trading?
A cloak.
You said I don't want this cloak.
A cloak. Let us see this cloak, and you can tell me its story.
Okay.
It does have kind of
I'll pull the cloak off of my shoulders. And I'll say, we came across this magical cloak, scaled ornament, in a big giant hoard of gold and treasures in a very dangerous place. It's very valuable.
I'm gonna need a persuasion check, please.
really good at that.
Two.
Oh my god.
Really?
Sick.
Yeah, 3 minus 1.
Sick.
I'm sure something as lavish as this was found in a very dangerous place.
She just
And what
doesn't
of
know.
its properties?
It can help you to not be charmed or frightened.
Is
Very
this
valuable.
of elven make?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, just say you don't know.
This is a scaled ornament.
Hmm. Roll.
Miss-
Go ahead and give me another persuasion roll for like the whole trade.
I was
Air
gonna,
said make the roll.
I was gonna say something to help this go better,
What would you like to
so
say?
so that I may be the one who makes a roll.
I don't know if you'll be the one who makes the roll, but I'm happy to
Well,
give him
I-
advantage.
I'm gonna counter like this whole offer.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
just say it. Yeah, so like I'm making a new thing here.
Okay.
And I was gonna butter up a little bit. So, Miss, what was your name again?
Least favorite part of D&D. Coming up with the shopkeeper name.
Nori.
Nori. All right, Nori, and I'm speaking to her in Green Elvish.
Okay.
Look, you're a green elf. I'm a green elf. I want to do right by you. I'm just wondering if you could have it in your heart from kin to kin to maybe work out a deal. 2,000, if I'm being honest, is a bit steep for me. And with all due respect, you're offering us this bow here, and you didn't know really precisely what it does, and we know what this cloak does, and so, I'd like, I'd love to offer you the cloak. I would even throw in my old bow in addition, and I was hoping that maybe with all that combined, we could work it down to something 1,300 range.
Roll persuasion.
Natural 20.
Give me the total anyway.
What's that?
Give me the total anyway.
Oh, it's that would be 28.
28?
Well,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I understand. We are both far away from home. So, I think this will do you better than it would anyone else. You stay safe, and if I see you on the road again, be sure to say hi.
Thank you very much, and if you ever find yourself back home in Tomomori, you let them know that Ersid sent you. You'll find yourselves with the best accommodations.
Understood. Ersid, it is. And you now have a bow of life stealing. You won't find that in D&D Beyond, but one thing what I can tell you is it does require attunement.
Mm-hmm.
If you roll a 20, your arrows do an extra 10 necrotic damage.
Okay.
You also gain 10 temporary hit points.
When I roll a 20, when I hit a crit 20.
Yes.
Okay.
And furthermore, since it is a magical weapon, your arrows will be considered magical.
Nice. Just magical, no +1 magical.
No +1 magical.
Okay. That's good. And then to be sure, before I part ways with my old bow, I take Chardier's shard out and I install it into the new bow.
Okay. When you remove the shard, as you try to adhere it to the new bow, there's a significant amount of resistance. It does not find itself connecting the way it once did.
He doesn't like killing things.
I mean, well, he was on a bow. He's on the wrong thing.
No, this one's different. This one's got bad vibes.
Cursed fucking
Yeah,
object.
it's bad vibes, bro.
Tardior, what seems to be the problem here?
I am not exactly sure. This is not a decision that I am making, if that is your concern.
There must be something preventing this magic. That's the little text bubble that goes above my characters. Because it's not like a cutscene, but it's just like...
It seems... give me a second. And you see the bow get covered in the ruby light of Sardior. Okay. I see. Yes, I have no idea why this is happening.
Okay. Great. I thought you were gonna say that actually.
Yeah. He never does. I'm happy for him though.
He knows about one thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
For now.
Um.
He has Alzheimer's, guys. Don't be mean.
Well,
He did not roll well.
what else could I put you on? I don't know. I guess you'll just have to live in my pouch for a while till I think of a better place for you.
Understood. Maybe we can learn more about this once we visit Molitushu.
Yeah.
Well then, I will find some rest. You know where I am if you need me.
In my pouch. Alright.
He powers down.
Anything else you guys are trying to do in Weisgard?
No.
Okay. Then let's go back to the tribe Iscandia, where Kane, again, you see this flag waving, and you look around and you see a couple of kind of like a farmer's market. There's plenty of people who are kind of hoisted up with fruits and vegetables, meats, even the occasional like carpenter or traveling smithy is available. And you see people from all walks of life: elves, dragonborn, lizard folk, humans, gnomes, halflings, orcs even.
That's right.
Interesting. Suppose I'll look for some high elves.
Silver or gold?
Silver.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Fucking ass. 9.
9. You look for a while, and you don't see many. You see plenty of green elves, but not one gold elf. And as soon as you're ready to give up thinking silver is the same, you happen to see a woman in a tent of her own. It's sort of purple in color with silver and yellow accents going all the way through. What look to be motifs of dragons throughout. She's an older elf, obviously so. You can see the startings of crow's feet and bags under her eyes. You can see the gray dimming in the shade of her silver hair. Her eyes looking to slowly be overcome by cataracts. And with all the wear of time that is readily visualized, she still holds herself very, what's the word? Almost regally.
I will walk in, or just walk to the opening of the tent. Peek my head in. Hello.
She's putting books away. And as you look, you see all kinds of just mounds of books scattered about, paper basically flying and sifting throughout the air. Over in the corner where candles are lit, and the smell of incense drafts, you see a pen writing through a piece of parchment. And without turning, she says, "Yes. How can I help you?"
Could you use some company or assistance?
With?
Whatever you're doing in here.
Practicing. Living. If you would like to learn, then you may stay a time, but help is not something I need at my age.
No, surely not. You could learn me how to live.
And she finally turns to you, and as she does, her slowly becoming milky white eyes pierce through you, and you feel a faint connection. Well, Arcanist,
Indeed.
and you may be able to learn from me.
Perfect. I love to learn.
Something tells you wish to learn something different than what I have to teach.
Yeah, perhaps. I would like to learn of Molly Tushu.
And what of the home of our people?
Guess I don't really know. I'm looking for someone.
She kind of tilts her head, looks closer at you. A name.
I don't know.
And you think I do?
Yeah, I don't know that you do, but maybe you could point me in the direction of somebody who knows soldiers or travelers who like to come and frequent taverns in Weisgard or Burnwell.
And this someone being from Monitushu.
Presumably.
And anything else you can tell me, as you describe many.
I suppose perhaps he looks similar to me. I'm looking for my father.
Well, lucky you come to an older elf. And she sort of grabs your face and pulls you close by the chin as she begins to examine you, looking at you more like an object than as a mortal.
Any longer, I'll have to charge you.
She lets go. Strange. And here, I was not expecting to see this face again.
My face?
A face like yours.
So, you know the man I'm looking for?
I might. She goes to her pen, which stops writing as she grasps it in her hand, and she pulls out a piece of paper. And she begins to draw what looks like an elf riding a dragon. In the distance, you see Heaven Spire, and it looks like they're heading towards it. What do you see?
see deja vu.
Really?
I dreamt this last night.
He had a knack for dreams as well.
So, do I need to go to Heaven's Spire to find him then?
I would like to tell you, yes. But I cannot say whether or not he still lives.
Oh, good.
What do you think you'll find in Heaven's Spire? What do you think he searched for?
I don't know. More dragons to ride, apparently. Whatever's up there. I don't know.
Why do you search for him?
I don't know. I feel like I should talk to him at least once before I die.
Well, it's a good thing the dead can still speak. Once you have made it to Molitushu, find me again. There is much that we have to speak of, but here, it's no good. And the questions you ask are no good. You will need to grow before I can tell you more.
Grow and grow and grow and grow. Okay. Where can I find you in Molitushu?
You will not find me anywhere, but you call my name upon the wind, and I will answer.
And that would be?
And she looks at you, and it's almost as she's looking through you. It's almost as she wants to make sure you're even worthy of hearing this name. Xing Li. Oh,
Oh no.
roll initiative.
I thought that was real. I thought that was
Yeah.
serious.
No.
Oh no. She kills you.
Okay.
I could have ran with it, but I was like, where would this even go? Why is he fighting this lady?
Kane's a Targaryen.
Okay. Well. Kane is my name. I never introduced myself, but I will call your name once I've grown.
Indeed you will, young Selling Ray.
Didn't tell you that.
No, you didn't. Will there be anything else?
I suppose not, unless you need my help with anything, because the offer still stands.
It sounds like you need more help from me.
A favor in kind.
I will tell you the same thing I told your father. Be it on the wings of a dragon or the shoulders of a giant, the only one who can climb the tower is you. Now, be off.
I will stare at her for a second and then be off.
Anything else you're trying to do in the camp? One thing you do notice, is an old friend.
Oh?
A sort of brownish, grayish, reddish lizard folk you spent a lot of time with in the Moor of Dead Men.
Oh, shit.
His name is
It is
Was it wine?
Wine Marrow.
Wine marrow.
wine marrow. Is it wine marrow?
As Wine Marrow slinks about, tending to many individuals in the locale, you notice a few tents near the southern sector of this encampment happen to be, it looks like, for the ill or the destitute, kept a decent ways away from the sort of what you would call square of what's been built, as Wine Marrow sort of slinks his way that way.
Oh, catch up with him.
You just kind of like run up on him.
Wine Marrow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like shout his name like a weird MMA pro tag as I'm running down the street.
Wine Marrow.
You give him a big ol' hug.
And he hears your footsteps and he stops. You better come with, if you would like to talk. And he just keeps walking. He walks a little bit slower.
Okay, sure.
Not the warm reception you were expecting.
Not quite. I'll walk with him. What are you doing here? Thought you were at Phoenix Rest, right?
I am.
That's here.
It will be.
That's what the settlement going up here is.
He nods.
And Escondi is just chilling here for the moment.
It seems Trust is doing what he can with one of their elders to enlist their help.
And Trust?
Yes.
He's like the leader of Escondia, or?
Trust is the leader of the Zephyrs of the New Dawn, who happen to be, well, leader is a strong word. We are the ones who established Phoenix Rest.
Okay. Do you need any help of some kind?
Always. There are many refugees here. Some we saved from Raskaban, some who fell ill throughout the plains. Others caught in attacks from fiends, and some who have been caught by a strange creature that's been making its ways across the continent.
A strange creature.
They are small. Like if you shrunk an elf and pickled it.
That's a great description.
Shrunk
That's so
pickled elf.
funny.
Fantastic. There's no other way to describe them.
That is
think
the
I
easiest
saw
way.
some
Really
while we're here.
vile
Yeah.
creatures.
Do you know what goblins are?
I don't
don't
think he does. I think actually Kane, go ahead and roll. History or Arcana.
All right.
What's a goblin?
16.
16. You remember stories that your mother used to tell you about boogeymen that lived in roughly ant colonies, and that if children did not bathe themselves before they went to bed, they would stink so bad that they would think them one of their own and take them back to their colony. She called them goblins.
That's really funny and cute. I did not think that those fuckers were real. My mom would tell me stories to make me bath before bed.
Wine Marrow sniffs just a bit.
Okay. I shouted. I bathed recently.
He nods.
Okay, well, I probably can't do anything about the goblins presently, but I'll do what I can here to help with the refugees or whatever you need until I make my way to Malitushu.
And why only Tushu?
I'm looking for my pop.
Understood. Well, if I see another elf who looks like you, I will let you know somehow.
Right.
Come,
Appreciate that.
I will introduce you. As you walk into the many tents and bedrolls, you hear a few coughs and the occasional whimper and whine. You see children coddled by their mothers, some of the men about, missing limbs, missing eyes, dirt all over their bodies, but a look of hope amongst them, a look of community. And between them all, sort of in the midst of this, you see a woman. She's shorter, red hair, extremely fiery, as she kind of points at what seems to be a very large man, clad in almost platinum armor. You see accents of adamantine trickling through it, and their helm, it's large. It's almost like a diamond sitting on top of their head. A few holes, left for breathing, and spouting out the sides more rigid and unfamiliar spokes and accents, as if the diamond had frills like a lizard. Now, you told me you'd help my people, we'd help yours. So what's in it for us? We need to get going. Food's gonna spoil, so is the land. We don't need to be here for too long.
I think you've gotten a lot better, Aaron.
Thank you. That means a lot. And the large individual in the full body armor responds, now, things like this take time. As you can see, Flyscar wasn't built in a day. And neither will Phoenix Rest. But I promise you, I swear upon the hearts, that your people will be healed in time for you to travel. But help us heal the others who have found a home here. You give, and you receive. That is something, and he kind of like points at her as if he's telling a joke, you can trust.
Oh no.
Okay.
And Wine Marrow pulls you up, and you see the woman turns, her face freckled, reasonably full, sort of a button nose, fiery red lips, and dashingly green eyes, as she kind of puts her hands on her hips. Wine Marrow, This. Do we have another refugee here? You just keep growing. What is going on? And you're an elf. Do you really need our help?
I'm no refugee. Just passing through, really. But was here to offer aid, if I can in any way. The name is Kane.
Wow. Okay, understood. You guys aren't as famous as I thought.
That's funny.
I've rolled every single time you guys have said your names today. And my
Man.
marrow goes up. Trust. This is Kane. He helped us get the bards from the Red Wizards. Why he is alone, I have no idea. Maybe his friends died.
They did not die. They are alive and well.
Good to hear. I am Trust. And he throws his hand out. It's large. A little too large to be a man's hand.
Well, put my scrawny twink hand out.
Dainty little hand.
And he gives you a solid shake and it goes through your whole body. Any help we can find at Phoenix Rest, we are grateful for. As you can see, many of them have their own ailments, their own procurements. We nurse them back to health the best we can, whether it be a lay of the hands or a sing of the song. So, do what you do best, Kane. I see a viol there. Do you play? A bard, perhaps?
I do play. A bard indeed.
Then help these folks find their spirits. That is what a bard does, yes?
Indeed.
Good. Well, Maisie, I have done what I can do today. So I will get back to building the walls and setting up sectors for different neighborhoods, things like that. If there is much that you need, you will find me. Of course. Now, you get going. And Kane, sing loud. Sing with your heart. And if you don't, I'll be sure to light a fire in you.
All right.
And they both walk off. How
You
do
know,
you...
oh, sorry. you kind of lean into like it's almost a little bit scouse. It's kind of scouse like.
It's kind of scouse like...
Yeah, scouse. It's a particular one from Liverpool.
Liverpool.
No, but it's I like that it's slightly different, slightly more sing-songy.
I try
I like
to
it.
mix it up. Thanks. I'll see how consistent I can be. That's the hard part. Kane, so what is your main goal? How do you want to help these people mostly?
Well, I guess I'll just play them some songs and make it a song of rest.
Okay. Go ahead and roll performance with a D6, please. Like roll your D20, but I want a D6 with that separate, not added in.
Okay. Performance.
What kind of song do you play?
That's 26 for the performance. It's... I don't know, it's not sad, but it's not like a tavern banger, you know?
Fair enough.
It's just something kind of like if you went to the spa, the music that they were playing over the speakers.
Oh, okay.
Make you
Tranquil.
feel tranquil.
Nice. Okay.
Kind of like what we're listening to right now.
Something similar.
and then a 6. You want me to add my performance?
No, I don't want you to add the D6. I want the D6 entirely separate.
Okay, 3.
3. Okay. You play a solid, or how should I say this? You emit a tranquil melody that brings the people around to ease. Some of them find themselves sleeping. Others simply smile in the embrace of those who are close to them. You feel almost as if a collective sigh breaks at the end of your tune, as it seems that you've helped a decent amount of people find much needed rest.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Anything else you would like to do while you are here?
Oh, God. I mean, I want to talk to Airsid's fam or relative of some sort, but I would rather him be here for that.
I don't think that's gonna happen for a while, brother.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
Don't hold out on my account.
Sure. I guess I'll go talk to her then.
Okay.
Maze? Was her name Maisie?
Yeah.
Sure.
So
I'll
you
find
walk up
if
to
I
her,
can.
and she's given a few different people, just kind of delegating, telling.
Well, if I may, can we cliffhanger and go to me and Narissa?
Yeah, sure.
Harrison's like, I wonder what my family is up to right now at this moment.
And as soon as you speak to Maisie, we'll cut back to Vice Guard as Narissa, Uwasa, Lucian, and Ersid have collected themselves.
All right. Well, did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah, I did. Did you?
Yeah,
Then we
some
are.
sorts of it.
All right, then we are ready to be going.
Moitushu, isn't it? No, the
Misty Pine Palace.
Pine Palace. Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
All right.
How
Well,
many diamonds did you get?
2.
And how are you able to do this spell now?
Well, I read it in a scroll that I bought many months back, and I just have the. I feel strong enough to cast it now.
All right.
It
Well,
is the spell I used on Uwasa.
maybe you know more about magic than I do, so I'll just trust that that's how it works.
I just know that God is allowing me to do it now. The power of God and the power of myself.
Oh, the power of your maybe deity. Okay, I see. All right. Well.
I'm gonna go say goodbye to my boyfriend. I will be back.
Oh. Okay. We'll just kick rocks then.
It doesn't take you long to find him as you find him at the Queen's Guard, sort of ranting with Grant and getting him and his soldiers riled up. Grant looks really upset.
Grant?
Grant?
Grant.
Something the matter?
And they both kind of look at you. So, are you gonna tell her, or am I? I am not entirely sure that this is information we should be sharing. Well, she seems like the type of person we should share this information with, regardless of how public it is. So, are you going to tell her, or am I? Narissa, it looks here that Grant has something to say.
Oh, okay. What is it, Grant?
They're having an affair? What the fuck?
We're in love.
There's really no easier or better way to say this. So I won't, but you can read this. And he hands you a piece of paper. It says, report. I have yet to be let beyond the walls of Burnwell. So I did my best to infiltrate. I did not get very far before I came across some very jarring information. It may be the reason why it is so hard for us to gain an audience with anyone inside the king's court. All of their papers, all of their town criers, tell of the king's death. Lucia Denise is to be instated as the new ruler of Burnwell within the next month. Worse so, more and more troops from Arid arrive every day. I will report once I've learned more.
Sorry, who's that?
That just someone that is
Oh.
one of their insiders.
Informants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. Great.
You make of that?
I still don't understand what they want with Denise. Why does Arid want to ally themselves with her?
The real question is, do they?
Why do they want to instate her then? What is the purpose?
Well, hypothetically speaking, if there's an arrangement between the king or queen of Burnwell and another kingdom, for example, Iltar and Desiree, that would create a significant alliance.
Do I remember what Denise looked like? Was she like an elf woman?
You've never met Lucia Denise.
I thought I saw her though.
No, I think you met her like Chamberlain. She sent someone out to help do business with you guys.
Oh,
She's
okay.
never
She
been.
didn't show up herself.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason, she wants power. If she sees Arid as a way to grab it, she's going to use it. Whether they, throw her away as soon as they're done or not, I don't know. But I guess we just let them think the king is dead.
You think that is the wisest decision?
Will they not try to kill him if we say he isn't?
Who's to say they won't try to kill him anyways?
Yeah, I mean,
I
they
suppose
know.
that's fair.
I'm not there, but they
Yeah.
still know that he's not dead, in fact. So,
I mean, there's only two things you can do. You either pretend he's dead, or we make it a very public spectacle that he's not.
How do you suggest we get that information into Burnwell when they're closed?
there's a blockade.
We know some people. The, Oblivion's March.
So, you'd like to use the black market to try and spread a message that is to be believed?
That's all we have there. And I know that they are good at whatever it is they do. Believed or not, hard to say, but they might know someone. It is their city. They do want to keep it out of Arid's clutch.
And if it is their city, why is it already in Arid's hands?
I don't know.
It will take more than just the two of us to figure out how to approach this. I'm concerned.
It's not good news, but when is it ever?
Yes, but this might be the worst news so far. Arid continues to bolster its forces ever closer to Viceguard. And as horrible as you may think we are for our attempts on the eradication of arcane magic. Herod wants to see it all gone.
That is why we were hoping, the enemy of my enemy argument would go far enough with most of the people that we know. Does that not make the plan that we have set right now the best one?
What is a best plan? We have no idea what goes on in the Briarbreak Mountains, in the impenetrable fortress that is Arid. Every raven that flies in comes back replaced with another. Every message that we receive is exactly what we want to hear. Or we get no response at all. No one knows what's happening there.
We are stuck. What do you do when you're stuck?
Well, generally I fight.
That's all I know. So we have to keep trying.
Grants, send a platoon out. Preferably someone subtle, innocuous. Feel free to conference the Nightflower for any of her recommendations. Yes, sir. He rolls his eyes and steps off. I assume you're leaving.
Now it is more important to go than it was before. Oh, no.
Take this playlist. Done.
We have to hurry.
Just after I got to see you again. You're gone for who knows how long.
This time it will be a lot shorter.
Promise.
Swear.
He hugs you. Who knows? Maybe I'll find a reason to go out there myself. And he looks off. You're simply going to find out about this dragon shard.
Dragon Shard, the fantasy monastery.
Well, what about another enemy of our enemy? You seem to be good at making friends. We may need all the help we can get.
So we should talk to the leader?
If you can. We have a standing relationship with WIPO of their academy. That being said, I'm not sure that that's enough. Learn what you can. Let us know what the climate is like there, what they believe, what their concerns are, and maybe we can send an emissary out. Maybe even Mother Seraphine will go, and they'll know that it's serious.
I'm sure we can push the issue. We have a lot of connections. I'm hoping that now is the time it comes in handy.
Can't think of a better time. Travel safe.
Be careful.
Me. Careful. Never. And he kisses you.
Alright.
You head back to your party.
Hmm?
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 What?
What is it?
And you can see that we've made just like a really big pile of rocks in the corner.
Roll for rocks.
Busy?
11.
All right, 11 rocks isn't half bad.
11 rocks.
Oh, alright. How was it?
Learned some unfortunate news. About...
Is there any other kind?
No.
You don't seem to hear
No,
any
I don't know.
other
I haven't heard good news, so... Wiseguard has some informant that is in Burnwell right now, and they said that they are adding significantly more forces. They are having the town criers and the papers all print that the king is dead and that they are going to instate Denise as the ruler within the month.
So there's a bit of information warfare, blockade going on.
And
Those are strategic moves on their part.
we are not sure if it is better to let them think the king is dead or to fight back and make it very public that he is not.
I mean, never tell anyone what you're thinking, is a saying that I'm familiar with. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you said it already in your conversation aside, but like, yeah, I mean, what's the difference to us at the moment? Like, we don't know what they're, I mean, no, we do know. They want to instate, what's her name?
Denise? I don't remember her
Denise.
last name.
And,
Her last name.
Oh,
Her first name is Lucia.
Lucia Denise.
they want to instate her and make Burnwell a puppet state. But, you know,
And then
yeah, the two options are do nothing and that happens, or try and do a counter propaganda, and then what happens? It works, and the population starts to believe it, and then they revolt.
that's
It ultimately would lead to a revolution.
my
which could
thought
be
was
good
something like
or
that, yeah.
bad. You know, that could be good because that would leave Erid's control over it unstable, but also bad because I'm sure many citizens will die.
Mhm.
But eventually, when there's a battle for the fate of Burnwell anyway, it's potential that many citizens will die anyway.
It's
I
hard to
don't know.
calculate the casualties. The biggest problem we're running into here is that nobody knows anything about Arid, and at the moment they're just on this all-out war to take over Burnwell so that maybe they can have more forces. I don't know what Denise has to offer, but as soon as they do that, they're going to crush everyone who uses magic. That's Weisgard, that's Malitushu, that's you, me, Kane, your family, everybody. Anyone who uses magic, gone. And then what? What do they hope to gain from that anyway? Where does this...
It seems like we need to start evening the playing field. It seems like Erid seems to know quite a lot about us, and we don't know a lot about them, so...
But we do have a lot of people that are willing to help us, even if just a little in certain ways. We have Tomamori. Maybe we can get these elves in Malitushu on our side. We have the Umbra Choir. We could even use Kanoa, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, this affects the messengers, and although the speaker will not do anything because that's not his job, Kanoa,
Yeah.
he's not bound to no war.
No, I'm not worried at the moment about going to all-out war. I mean, I am worried, like, you know, that's not ideal. But, like, if fist comes to fist, I think we stand a fighting chance considering all of our allies. but the clock is ticking before the tides change on that. So, yeah. In any case,
Yeah. And there's no way, like, we can't send to anyone. I don't think it would work.
in Burnwell,
We could send to people in Burnwell. If we were to try and send to, like, someone we met in Arid, I don't think they could respond.
we never been to Arid.
No, but we met, what was his name? Phil. We met Phil.
No.
If we could send to Phil,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
we
yeah.
can't because they live in a bubble of no magic, so.
Right. Yeah. Huh.
Unless Phil's occupying Arid.
I guess that's possible. We could always ask Kane to try.
Yeah. Speaking of Kane, are we gonna pick him up before we go to the Misty Pine Palace?
Where is... I'll be like, where is... What is his familiar's name? Umbra?
Bruh.
Umbra.
Umbra, come out!
And they kind of. Oh, go ahead.
Umbra will just poke you on the shoulder invisibly because it doesn't want to show itself in No Magic Town.
Oh, hey, there you are. Yeah, where is Ersin at the moment?
That's you.
You are here.
Where is Kane? Where is Kane?
Kane is somewhere.
Very good.
Where exactly, like, is there a name? I guess, Phoenix Rest.
Phoenix Rest. Well,
Oh,
let's...
we know that name.
We know the name. Let's go to, the Misty Pine Palace, and then we can talk to Corbin and see if we can get Kane. We'll tell Umbra to tell Kane to send to us. Maybe we can catch him in a place that would be easier to pick him up.
Kane can literally just talk to you.
Through Umbra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
We're gonna go to the Misty Pine Palace.
great. Yeah. Hey, Kane, come in.
Umbra kind of reaches out to you. Your friends are calling.
Okay. Hello, you've reached Kane Ray. I'm sorry I can't come to the familiar right now, but if you leave a message, I can get back to you as soon as possible.
You just wanted to make that familiar joke.
I mean, it was pretty funny. I'm giving them inspiration for it.
Thank you. Be here all week. Yes, how can I help you?
Hey there, buddy. How's it going? Well, we've wrapped everything up here at Viceguard, so now we figure it's safe to communicate. Where are you? What's your 6?
I am at Phoenix Rest with the Escondia tribe and Wine Marrow.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what?
Hold the phone.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Hold the
Hold the
hold
sending
the
stone.
familiar. Hold the familiar. You found yourself with the tribe of Scandia.
I did. It's a woman with fiery red hair here.
Is her name Maisie?
It sure is, yep.
Erson starts to get a little sentimental. That's my sister.
Ooh. Well, that's Cool. Was just about to talk to her before you called. So
Wait, talk to her in what way now?
Oh my god.
You hold. I know you're silver tongue devil. You
wasn't.
watch yourself.
It's not really on my mind at the moment.
All right.
But
Well, I mean, I'm just floored. I haven't been back to Scandia in nearly 10 years. Well,
so if I throw your name around here, is it gonna help or hinder me?
I think that depends. There were some people who thought that my exile was just, and some people, close friends and family that miss me dearly. I would hope and assume. I mean, Maisie certainly. I told her, I gave her a promise that I would find Lachlan.
Look at that.
Yeah,
It's kept.
I've just not really known how to come back, though, in fear that they would reject me. Trouble.
Well, maybe find out where they're going so we can meet up with them later when the timing is better.
Sure, I can do that. What is your play here? What's your next move?
Going to the Misty Pine Palace.
Where is that?
It's hard to explain because it's not easy to get to. But we can't exactly teleport to you unless you get to a place we've been before. Like, you could try to describe it to Ersid, but then we might die.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I haven't been home, is because they're constantly moving. I mean, I know their general patterns, but anyway.
Okay, so let's not die by teleporting. This. You go where you're going. I'll find out where they're going. And perhaps it's somewhere we can meet in the middle. And if it's not, then I don't really plan on traveling with them. I have my own destinations in mind.
Which are?
Mully-Two-Shoe.
Well, we happen to have a lot of things to do in Mully-Two-Shoe as well.
So
The only thing is you're traveling by foot, so like it would be faster for us to spend a day to teleport to you, pick you up, and teleport to Mully-Two-Shoe,
Sure,
But first, you gotta get to a place that we can get to.
right.
The moor?
That's not any closer.
Like the opposite direction that I've been walking, though.
No, it's
No, that's close.
yeah, it's probably the closest destination that they've been to that you can get to right now. If we look at, let me see if I can look at roll 20. Pull this map up.
I didn't pull it up.
Sometimes you gotta.
No, I meant to do it earlier. I just never did it.
Yeah, where is he right now?
It sounds like that's something
That
that
is
would be
right.
beneficial to y'all, so I will divulge that information. So you probably find Kane in this area, because this is where Phoenix Rest is.
No, I'm missing it.
No. We have been to the Sea of Fallen Stars.
Definitely not closer, but it's an option.
It's not closer. Then the more would be better because we can guarantee getting there. But it might be slightly more dangerous, I don't know.
That's just my little name.
He yawns through the familiar.
Wait, okay, click it again.
Oh, okay.
Where's Phoenix's Rest?
I didn't know what you were telling me to click for a second.
Yeah, that's exactly where I thought it was in my head.
Let's go. Good stuff.
Yeah. What does that sound like?
Going to the
Moira's, it's been quite tame, to be fair. We've been back like twice without you, and it's been pretty mellow. I mean, still creepy, but mellow.
Try and stay maybe not in the castle, because the dragon there it does not like us, and it hasn't killed us yet, but also I don't think it was there the first time, and the second time we were talking to Zenkali, so.
You could literally just like camp on the outskirt, like in the tree line. It's like where you can see it from a distance, and then we can teleport there and then just meet up.
Cool. Okay.
Alright.
That's what I'll do then. I'll finish up here
Well,
and go
give
to the
Maisie
ball.
my love. Give Maisie my love.
I'll give her a big hug and a kiss for you.
Tell her I haven't forgotten about her or any of them.
You got it.
And if you see Bernard, give him a big hug from me as well.
Right. Big hug for Bernard. Big hug and a kiss for Maisie.
Alright. See you on the other side. Oh, he hung up on me.
And with that conversation, we kind of see Maisie. She's delegating to the rest of what looks to be a Scandia tribe, a couple of humans, a couple of orcs, tieflings, the occasional genasi. Just kind of, clean up here, take care of that, take care of this, just making sure everything's getting done properly.
Sit down. Okay. Hey, Maisie.
And what can I help you with?
Well, I was just wondering if maybe you could tell me where Traviscondia plans to move to next.
Well, that all depends on the fiends. If Trust and his band can clear them out, then we should be able to find ourselves in the Pleasantwood within the next ride. But really, they've been quite, what's the word, gregarious of late.
Okay, but that is the ultimate next destination, the Pleasantwood.
Indeed it is. Around this time of year, that's where we find ourselves. Great berries grow there. The hogs go and they migrate along with some of the birds. Great for hunting. And so we follow suit so that way we can live off the land for the next 3-4 months or so.
Okay, that's great information.
What do you ask?
Well, your brother Airsid wanted to know, and he wants you to know that he hasn't forgotten about you or anyone else, and he is constantly and presently sending his love.
And you see her curious and generous demeanor sort of lifts. She finds herself stiff, one of her eyelids twitching. Well, a bastard could have fooled me. Haven't heard from him in ages. Don't plan to either.
Well, you don't plan to, or you don't want to?
Frankly, I'm not sure I care. So if that's all you have to say for us, Mr. Kane, you can be friends with my bastard of a brother. And I'll make sure you're safe while you're here. And I'll forget all about you when you leave.
Well, I don't think he's a bastard. Not in the way that you're saying, anyways.
It's like, he
can be a
is, it's
bastard.
just different.
But, I don't know. I think that maybe you should try and do a little bit of self-reflection and maybe not squander the opportunity to reconnect with family. Because you never know when you'll lose them.
And what makes you think that you know anything? Thank you for your time today, sir. And she storms off.
Drama.
That went about as well as I expected it to. I guess I'll ask around for a Bernard.
Roll
If I can
investigation.
find him. Wow, that's great. A 21.
After a while, you see near the main settlement, they kind of point you there, and Trust is delegating to a couple of individuals. One of them, a larger man, sort of a vacant stare as they continue to take a mallet into the same spit into the ground over and over again. Sort of drooling as they do so, one eye a little larger than the other, some sort of damage that is done left a permanent result, a permanent scarification on their face. Trust pats him on the back, then he smiles a little bit as he goes back to whacking and whacking the same spit deep into the ground.
Bernard?
Bernard.
Moment of your time, please.
Time?
If you've got it. Yeah.
And he looks at you, raises an eyebrow.
You know a fellow named Esed?
And at that, he stops swinging the mallet, and his eyes get big. Acid.
Mm-hmm.
No acid, no acid.
You do?
No.
No?
Acid way.
He did go away, or is currently away, but, you know, he wants you to know that he's thinking about you, and he'd like to give you a big hug.
And at that, he flinches.
No, hugs are good. You know,
Acid, no hug. Acid
No,
hurt. He points at his face.
Esed did that to you.
He nods, lips quivering.
How did Esed do that to you?
He starts kind of sniffling, and he grabs the mallet. And he picks it up and he lifts it high. And he brings it down on the spit. Where is he? What did you do? Every single hit, he begins to cry harder and harder. Bernard, tell me. Tell me. Where is he? As he falls to his knees and curls up into the fetal position. No, Acid. Acid. Bernard, no. Bernard did nothing.
Oh boy.
And you feel a hand on your back. It's Trust.
Hello. Yeah.
It seems you've upset our dear Bernard here.
Yeah. Unintentionally.
You are a good man. I know this wasn't on purpose. As drubbed as you are, you don't seem like the type to make one cry without a reason.
Well, is there anything Bernard likes looking at?
He likes looking at.
That's all I can think to do.
Likes looking at.
I know he's very fond of food, ponds. Maybe you can take him on a picnic.
Look at my pocket watch. Look at the time.
Wow, dude.
Both y'all.
All right.
My sin was a long time ago. This is turning out to be like incredibly depressing.
Bernard. Do you... I don't fucking have any money or food.
So I won't win anything.
Do you want to go on a picnic?
Roll persuasion at disadvantage.
Bro.
20.
20. And he kind of like sits up. No acid.
No acid.
What's your name?
My name is Kane.
Kane like picnic?
Kane likes picnic.
We go on picnic.
Game likes.
Okay. Do you have a favorite spot?
And he looks at Trust, and Trust is like, go on. It'll be fine. I'll make sure that I'll send Betty with some food. Just take him to your favorite space. And Bernard smiles innocently, and he starts running, and he looks back, and he starts waving his big old arms, waiting for you to come.
I'll follow.
And he keeps running, and he definitely is just running way faster than you. He's super excited to go. And he keeps stopping, and he looks at you, and he waves some more. And he just, it repeats the process until you find yourself at a small grove. A few trees, coniferous type trees that poke high into the sky. Their needles shedding into a small pond below as Bernard takes a rock and skips it hard, making it all the way across the pond, which is at least, what, we'll say 500 feet long.
Jesus Christ. That is pretty cool.
He smiles. I'll do it again. And he does it again.
I will attempt to skip a rock.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
15.
15. It's no Bernard skip, but you make it at least halfway across the pond before you finally lose momentum and the rock sinks into the water. Bernard claps. Good job, Kane.
Oh, all in the wrist.
He smiles. He grabs 2 rocks and he just chucks them both as they flip across. Can't do that though.
I don't think I could. You have bested me in the skipping of rocks.
I skip a lot of rocks.
I can tell.
And he goes and he sits by the water and he just kind of sits there staring at his reflection, flicking it every once in a while and laughing. A small tiefling girl comes with some food, sort of like flatbread, wrapped in leaves, gives them both to you. And you and Bernard have a decent evening with each other. No longer is he filled with trauma and fear as he gets to know Kane without the sting of Airsid involved. Is there anything you wanted to talk to Bernard about?
Not really. I'll just talk to him about what he likes, what he does during the day, and what he likes to do after he's done working.
Okay. And as you and Bernard get to know each other, we travel with our time-turning friends to the Misty Pine Palace in all of its grandeur as you find yourself stepping in all of the ephemeral waiters and waitresses making a space for you. And Corbin in a purple vest, white shirt, and purple pants with gold accents and very nice metal shoes waves at you from atop the double staircase. So, it has taken you a while to come back.
Yeah, we got a little caught up.
Well, in that time, I have done much research. That being, it was on the shard. That was all.
I think so.
Well, I found more. So, please, come with me to the dinner room as the Misty Pine Palace sort of shifts itself until you find the dining table. And as you all sit down, the chairs pulling themselves out and tucking themselves underneath you. The plates swiftly appear as cups dance into your wake, and the waiters all pour your favorite wisteria-colored liquid into the goblets as Corbin sits, legs crossed across the arm of a chair as he sits sideways. Where do I start? Sardior is an interesting creature. No one knows why these shards exist or why he split himself up. Are you all ready for this, by the way? I realize...
Ready as I'll ever be. I think we're always kind of just locked in.
Well, that is why you are initiates to the humble choir. So, again, no one knows why he split. Many believe he had information to protect. Whatever that was, it hides the secrets of Ilhaid. And its seeming connection to what we have called for the longest time the Umbral Mirror. But in many places they call the Shadowfell. So, I have dug deeper and deeper into my brother's special interest. And what does that have to do with Sardior? Absolutely nothing. But I did find an interesting name there. A deity of some sort. Nimvala is the name I came across.
Nimvala.
Not sure exactly what that is, but what I can tell you is that The umbral mirror is a mirror for a reason. Whatever exists above also exists below. This Nimvala, a draconic sort of entity, known to have multiple visages. What does it reflect on our plane? And why does it sit under Ilhayed? Sardior would know. And what I know about Sardior, at least in the terms of Molitushu, is that somewhere in the Silver Peaks is a temple. You see, the Silver Elves held a special relationship with dragons during the Drag Creek, as they call it. They rode them. They allied with them. And some even worshiped them. And somewhere in the Silver Peaks is a hidden temple to these dragon riders. If there's any place you would find a piece of Sardior, I believe it would be there. Though many accords say that this temple has been demolished as far as Molitushu's alliance with Viceguard has been created. So, ruins are what you're looking for.
Okay. Would you know anything about the Duan Shui Monastery?
I'll roll that in there. Outside of it being a sort of fairy tale, what I do know of the fairy tale is they say that is it, like any monastery, you find your acolytes, you find the monks. They practice a specific form of martial arts. There at the Dian Shui Monastery, it is told that that specific art not only kills, but avoids death entirely. And those who have mastered it have lived longer than any elf that walks Elbrinn today.
The immortal form.
Something like that, yes. Now, give me one moment. I'm looking in my notes. You would find...
Oh,
Yes, I know. You're looking for the Gin Sui Temple. Whatever great dragon they worshiped there commanded the water, the storms. And so, maybe, take the weather into account when you go. If it is raining, you may be more likely to find it. As some people have said, they see this temple hidden in the mist on their travels. Some travelers have known to stay the night there, lost, trying to avoid the weather. And they wake up, the trees, no temple to be found.
everything in this area is like a close your eyes and hop 3 times and
Yeah.
and then something will happen and maybe you will find it.
You can only find it if you're not trying to find it.
Mm-hmm.
It is something we elves are known for permanence is unnecessary. Only themes need be immortal, for we live long enough. Civilizations are born and die with us in a lifetime. with that kind of longevity, it's not a surprise that our echoes seem to appear every once in a while. Would you like to know as well what I have found in Yunjadia?
I mean, yeah, we're here.
Well, it is also said to be one of the locations of Shardior Sard. Whatever it is, and I know not much as I am not Gold Elf, but Shin Shilin, or Shikongjinin in some rhetorics, is to be a place where the Feywild lives in Elbrin. A place where the Gold Elves claimed their nobility. It is said to be the spring from where elven kind sprang from, and even magic itself. Now, if there's anywhere to hide, well, a place that doesn't exist would be best. And with the relationships that dragons and elves have held, the origin of one and the origin of another are a safe place to meet.
Hey.
Now, all that being said, I hope you all enjoy yourselves. Oh no. And Ersid, you, being the holder of Sardior, tend not to have too many questions about him.
What do you mean?
Well, I see that there is a lot of where he is, or pieces of him. But I've seen no what he is, what he needs.
I just feel like is this Corbin asking me this?
Yes.
I just feel like in the past, like I used to ask him questions and he just didn't know a whole lot because he was incomplete. So I just kind of gave up asking about him and just decided that we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Well, I know what he needs. He wants to be in what he wants. He wants to be made whole. So we're looking. Yeah, go ahead.
What will be the first question you ask him once he is whole?
The first question I would ask him is a question that I have asked him, which is, what does he remember from the Sundering? I think it was called.
I would be surprised if he knew anything about the Sundering, but he is supposedly some sort of god, so if he would know anything, he is much older than the rest of the dragons, I'm sure.
Right, I was under the impression that his lifespan was that before the Sundering, so then he must have lived through it. So then I guess I would ask him, how exact, because he's tasked me with defending dragon and scaly folk kind in the moments that I can, and I guess I would ask him, how can I best balance that with the dragons that may not be so cooperative?
Well, question I can ask Ersid to you is, what do you do with the elves or the humans that are not as cooperative? There, I think you will find your answer. And if you ever want to know about the Sundering, sit down with me. That happens to be a piece of history I am very passionate about.
Oh, all right.
Well, please.
Maybe I'm mistaken. Is the Sundering the thing that happened with the dragons?
That's the Drag Creek. That's the Dragon Giant War.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I meant.
Oh. Well,
The Sundering is like when the continents split, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then the Age of Nightmares, did it begin with something?
It began with Dendar.
Okay, but they didn't call it anything special?
No, the Age of Nightmares is the special part.
Okay. So there are 3 things that happened that were big and changed stuff. And it was the Sundering happened, and that was the first thing that happened, and it split the continents apart. And that's where they're talking about, like, the wizards and the elves and all these people came together and they were going to make, like, a magic pact, and then it didn't work, and then the continents split. And then the second thing is the dragons versus the giants and the dragons versus the dragons. And that is the thing that has the least amount of, like, they don't really know. Like, everybody we ask has some kind of different story about it. And then the third thing was the Age of Nightmares, which was the most recent thing, and that was when Dendar ate the sun, and then the Dreamers came, and now nobody remembers who they are. And
That is correct.
that's the history.
All right.
To sum it up, I guess.
Marissa, it seems you have been studying.
I actually have. I have been studying a lot.
Well,
Yeah, I would definitely, I would ask about the drag creed, seeing as, yeah, because I knew that was the least known thing, because every time we try and glean any kind of information to help us make any judgments between the giant worshippers, the Yatnar and the dragons, we just seem to come up empty-handed about what happened back then. But I've asked Stardior about that before, and he doesn't know at the moment.
and Sardio kind of blinks. I am very sorry.
No, that's okay. That is okay. Like, I feel bad for not getting you back together as quickly as I'm sure you thought I was gonna.
Quick, slow. For you and I have traveled for what you call a year. For me, is but the blink of the eye.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad you're not irritated.
I am not that kind of dragon.
Many of them are, it seems. So, there are 3 things that we have to do in Molitushu, and 2 of them are going to be very hard to find. So I don't know if you want to do the first thing first, or let's do the first thing first, which is talk to Waipo about allying with Weisgard, and then maybe he and people of his court can help point us in a direction for the monastery or the temple that we're looking for. Maybe they're not too terribly far away from each other, but I don't know. Many mountains. Hard to say. But we are on a bit of a time crunch.
Yeah. How far away is Waipo?
Waipo's in Molly Two Shoes, so from the Misty Pine Palace, it shouldn't take you more than a day to get there.
Okay. The Misty Pine Palace sits just south of Molitushu in the forest.
Yes.
Right, okay. Well, did you have anything else to ask? Orphan?
At the moment, I don't think so. I think we are. I mean, do you know anything about Arid? Anything at all?
Ooh,
Anything about
that's a good question.
the Briarbreak Mountains or the surrounding area? Anything about it? Like, we are really stuck trying to figure out how best to best them, as it seems like they want to start a war.
They've started one.
Yeah.
And he starts to kind of scratch through his hair as he paces around the table. What do I know about Arid? That they're secretive. That they're masters of the game of information. Whatever you know about Arid, it's something they want you to know. And since that they are a locale devoid of magic, I've frankly had no interest in them. If there's any advice I can give you, you need to do your best to draw them out. Inside the Briarbreak Mountains, even someone with as little magic as you or Ersid goes in there, and you will lose a piece of yourself. Nothing magical exists within the Briarbreak Mountains. It is eaten like a sun crowding a planet. While you are in there, you will have nothing but your physical attributes. So bring them to your level so they can fight you on your terms.
If only that was the easier option. It's just.
You say many of them are in Burnwell as you speak. Are they not growing their forces for this so-called war?
I mean, they are, and they can only have so many soldiers in reality. But
I will tell you this, Arid has the least affected military force on Norfain. Vice
Least
Guard
affected or effective?
affected.
they have the best military.
Burnwell fighting
that?
for its freedom during the Age of Nightmares and after, while the Badlands were rife with fiends, left them quite depleted. Vice Guard does not train many of their soldiers, for they believe in their Etir. There was much fighting between the two of them, and much losses due to the Age of Nightmares, while Arid sat in their pocket, doing whatever they do in those mountains, untouched and unfazed.
Well, maybe it is time someone found out. We can beat back their forces, sure. But then they're just going to keep doing what they're doing.
Maybe it's time someone figured out that anti-magic bubble and figure out a way to turn that off.
I am not entirely sure it's something that can be eliminated. Have you ever found yourself in the field and your magic goes awry? You cast an ice spell, a firebolt, or even a fireball, and yet lightning rains from the sky, or smoke billows from the stones.
Yeah.
And what would you do to eliminate that? Just as magic finds itself wildly concentrated in areas of Elbrin, there are other areas that are devoid entirely. For some reason, during the Sundering, the effects that pillared out through Elbrin, well, the ones that negate magic were focused in the area of the Briarbreak Mountains. I fear it is not an effect, but simply natural phenomena.
Well, we could always take the kingdom of Arid and move it somewhere else.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thanks, Patrick.
No matter what, it is going to be hard. This is going to probably be one of the hardest things we have ever done, and we have done so many hard things. But Ersid doesn't need magic. He's got the dead eye, you know? Shoots
That's
well.
true.
Had a good one.
Yeah, a good one and a bad one.
And, did I get that poison?
No, not
forgot.
yet. She's like making it, I think. Sometimes you have to trust in just yourself.
Indeed you do. Well, that is really all I can tell you of Arid. And please, spend time here. This is your home as much as it is mine. You are part of the choir. But I understand time is of the essence. But stay the night. Leave in the morning. Make sure you're rested. Make sure you're prepared. And when you get to Moritushu, say hi to Whitepole.
I definitely will.
He smiles, stands up. Well, if you need me, I'll be in my office. And as the doors to Corbin's study closes, so will tonight's chapter of Under the Dreamer Flame. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, my friends, for playing. And we will see you next Thursday. And everyone, happy holidays. And tell everyone, tell Riley happy birthday, because you won't see him, but his birthday's on Christmas Eve. So happy birthday, Riley.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ryan.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone. Enjoy your night. Good night.